What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Six Gaming Podcast. Filling in for your host, as always.
Wait, hold up. No, this is unacceptable, okay? Just because I have been gone for 4 weeks does not mean you get to just automatically take credit for my fucking show, okay? You can kiss my ass, you bearded little bastard.
Hey, show,
All
pick
right.
a spot. You're all ass.
Who the fuck is this guy?
I don't know
I'm
who this guy is. He's
back.
coming in here and just like swearing at us. Who are
Your
you?
host,
Who are
as
you?
always, has graced
You
you.
can't be the host. You don't have a stupid fucking hat on.
Oh, fuck my
Oh,
head.
shit, he doesn't have his hat.
God damn it. All right.
Oh,
I was almost going to hand it to
False
you
start.
because you had
False
a
start.
half-naked Harley Quinn in the
false
background.
start.
Wait, no.
Okay,
this is
filling in for your
unacceptable.
host, as always.
Wait, hold on.
Wait,
I
what?
found my hat. I found my hat. All right,
He's got his hat. Oh, we're screwed.
there you
Now
go.
you look even
The
more
show is
douchier
fun.
than
He's
usually.
back.
Okay,
This is my hat.
that's
You
not
look
your
more-
normal
you
hat,
look
no.
more
No,
douchier
oh,
than normal.
fuck. All
That's their
all
fedora.
Hang on. We're gonna. There it is. All right.
Okay.
Oh, show. Hey, man. I
Oh,
haven't seen you in a
Shazad!
while.
Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen!
What's going
It
on?
is the big show right
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of the Six Gaming Podcast.
here.
Yes. Woo! I am back.
In
That
black.
was a lot of energy. I gotta quit taking these drugs. I mean, as good as they are, man,
Well, quit
it
getting
just
hurt.
takes a lot out of you.
Quit having kidney stones. Quit throwing out your back. You
Oh,
won't have
dude, I'm
drugs.
telling
Stop
you.
moving furniture.
I am a wreck, and I'm not even halfway done with my life. So, actually, it feels like I am. But anyway, yes, what's going on, you guys? I'm back, and I'm very happy to be here. But of course, I can't let Ron steal my thunder. So I have to introduce my awesome and illustrious set of co-hosts, and I'm so very fucking happy to have these guys. Up first, Mr. Wiggles. Excuse me, Morphod.
Shit.
We never eat cookies because they have yeast. And one little bite turns a man to a beast. Can you imagine a sadder disgrace than a man in the gutter with crumbs on his face?
This is what I missed. I love this. I'm gonna fall out of
What the fuck?
Awesome. Then, of course, we have the peanut gallery himself, Mr. Vegito.
Oh, I am much more than the peanut gallery.
Dude, he ate
there.
the peanut gallery.
Yeah, goddamn right I
And
did.
you know what's scary? You know what's scary? Is that Veg here is home alone.
Sort of.
Oh,
No, they're back.
Oh, he's. I thought you promised you're going to be home alone and very
So,
angry.
I'm going to be angry, and I'm going to be still loud regardless. It's just
So,
I'm not going to
wait.
be yelling as loud as
So
I want to
Veg is home alone
No.
with high-speed internet throughout what I can only assume to be the majority of the night. This is
be.
going to
No,
end
they're
badly.
already back. They're back.
Oh,
I mean, if this would have happened yesterday, fuck yeah, it would have been balls to the wall.
quite literally, I'm sure. Moving on, because I got to pull this out of the gutter. Finally, we have Mr. Ron Clay himself.
Wait. You're trying to pull this out of the gutter, and you're going to introduce me next?
I know, right?
Seriously.
So, save
I
it.
mean, I am not the gutter, but at the same time,
It is about as low as we can go. I will admit that. I will admit that.
uh,
But anyway, let's kick things off with my favorite part of the show. Yes, it's news.
we have discovered
doing this.
that we cannot call this episode news, or we cannot call this part of the show news
Okay.
without you here.
Oh,
You have to
good.
be here for that to happen because no one else can do it like you do.
I'm flattered, I think.
I
don't know.
tried once.
He tried.
And
He
what
did.
happened was
I'm going to have to go back and listen.
No, what happened was the sky became red. And no words were able to come out my mouth for the rest of the show.
Yeah, I should have told you about that. That's kind of the curse of this show. See, when you become a co-host on here, it's like you automatically sell your soul to the devil, and there's certain, things that go into the contract, and one of them
I
is
sold
Yeah,
the
I
devil
didn't
for a
sign this.
Twinkie, so fuck
yeah.
it.
Well, still, you can't steal my lines. That's part of the contract. And
What
if
about
you
a
do,
I
you
can
can
accept
accept
that.
Whoa,
but
hold on,
don't-
hold on. I think what we need to establish here is what exactly Veg would sell to the devil for.
He just said for a Twinkie.
Sell to.
And I
Not
don't
for a
even
Twinkie.
like
No, he
Twinkies.
doesn't like Twinkies.
Yeah, and
You
I don't
wouldn't-
like
you
them.
wouldn't do that. I call bullshit.
Now the trouble that I'm having is how did I enter into this contract? Because it's clear I violated it, but I have no soul to give to the devil. I already gave him that.
I hope it was
You gave, your
worth
soul,
it.
you gave your soul to Timo?
Jeez, Timo.
Look, we'll go
That's
over
why
the
I forgot
contract later. We'll go over the contract. All right, let's do this because, quite honestly, this is probably going to be the longest part of the show. Is this very first little bit of news that we have to announce? And I don't know about my other fellow co-hosts here, but this is stirring some interesting feelings. So let's talk Nintendo.
Nah.
These guys, in their infinite fucking wisdom, and don't get me wrong, I have a soft spot for Nintendo. That's a huge part of my childhood. But these guys just announced the new Nintendo Switch console. Ooh, right? Yeah, it kind of sounds cool. No, it's basically the Wii U with removable controls off the screen.
So now you can take your Wii and shake it anywhere.
Right. This is the dumbest thing. They literally combined the Wii U with the Wii's controllers that you can attach and detach off the screen.
I have to
it's-
disagree that this is the dumbest thing because the implementation for the Wii U itself was so stupid. The way that they
implemented it,
the way
but
they
the
implemented it
idea
was
for the
just
Wii was
so
good.
bad.
The idea for the Wii was brilliant.
But what
Nobody
they're
else was
with
doing
the
that.
Switch, at least by the video, and it's a video on YouTube, you can go see Nintendo. By the way, I hope they have a license to put Nintendo content up on YouTube.
Yeah, fuck it, really. I just want to see, more. We've seen companies do it where one department inadvertently zaps another with that. I just want it to be so
That would
much
be
more.
great.
Yeah,
I want to see a DCMA takedown notice on the Nintendo Switch trailer. That would be brilliant.
But yeah, that's the trailer. From what they're showing in the trailer, it looks like what they're doing is they're making essentially the dream. You can have a console that you can play on your big screen TV at home, and then you can take it out for a walk and go to the park and play in the park or on the plane or whatever.
With no degradation of graphics, no degradation of gameplay. But the first thing that popped in my head when I saw this is, what is the battery life?
yeah.
Because my Wii U screen only lasts like an hour and a half, maybe 2. So I literally, if I'm playing that thing, it's always plugged in.
Yeah.
So what's this one gonna do? 30 minutes?
That battery life is just so crap with
Either that or it weighs as much as a brick.
one of the two, which is good. Well, that's good because if you can't hold it in your hand, you can just put the screen down. You can prop it up like it's a freaking Surface or something. Take the detachable controllers and sit back and play however you want.
Right, which they showed
interesting.
was brilliant, for like an aircraft, which is what they used. You're on a long play ride, set it up, play your game.
Maybe even have additional battery life in the controller that you can plug into.
Right. Hey, Mr. Pantherian joins us. You caught us right at the beginning. We're doing the Nintendo announcement.
Good.
But okay, so here's my
you.
thing, right? First of all, I'm done with consoles now. Especially seeing all the crazy shit that they're doing. I don't agree with it. It's always underpowered. But my whole thing is I think Nintendo is trying to milk this whole portability thing, and they're only going to end up shooting themselves in the foot because it's either A, severely underpowered, especially compared to what some of these other game consoles are doing, which means all that you're going to get on there is going to be, I hate to use the word, but like kids games, games that are aimed towards teenagers, children, stuff like that, whereas
nothing with any good
hardcore
story or
games are going to
plot.
be on the other consoles. So that's going to happen, or you're just going to get really poor cel-shaded graphics types games, and that's not even going to do much for your console either. And at this point, it just seems like Nintendo's digging themselves deeper and deeper into the grave. I don't
They
want to
had
see it. but-
Skyrim. I mean,
I don't know.
it did not look like all poor quality stuff. Like
well,
it looked
but
like there
how
was some
old is
pretty.
Skyrim by now?
Yeah, but I mean, if
Well,
they
I mean,
can,
done
if they're
easily.
doing the remastered edition, then
yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
still though,
we'll see.
And it's still a question of battery life and heat dissipation.
Absolutely, I agree. And here's the thing: if you watch the video, like all that it looks like is the big Nintendo thing is just a dock. So it looks like
Sure.
all the processing, all the graphics are in the screen itself,
yeah.
and the screen looks fairly thin. So I still have to wonder just how strong and powerful this thing's.
I
gonna
think
be.
there's extra processing in the dock.
yeah.
But I agree that like what they can fit in there is going to be what they get in there. Morthif just said that Bethesda said that they haven't really said that they'll do it. Excuse me.
They have confirmed that they're going to work with them, but they have not said Skyrim specifically.
Yeah.
And, this is again. I'm seeing either you're going to kill your battery life, or you have to underclock severely in order to get the battery life or performance necessary with that mobile unit. In which case, you're either going to have to go through extra effort to create effectively two copies of the game. One that it's one binary that switches to or uses when you're in portable mode, and one when it's docked. It's makes me pretty grumpy to think of it that way. But buying one unit and say having this could really add to multi. You can have a very different game experience if you have a portable portion of the game that you're encouraged to take with you when you undock it, and then when you plug it back in, you play the full version of the game that has the added experience that you accrued while you're on your vacation in whatever, not necessarily like a whole bunch of mini games, but just something to add to the experience. Just kind of exploring how you can enter into your game a better marriage between portable and permanent. I think could be.
I see what
Pretty
you're
neat.
saying, but I sincerely doubt that, and sadly, Nintendo of all people is going to be able to pull that off. First of all, and second of all, part of my issue too with this whole console thing is like, let's talk about replacement parts, because teenagers and especially me, we're not the most kind to our peripherals, and so what about replacement stuff on this new console? Because like my Wii U, for example, I literally baby the living shit out of my screen because you can't really get a replacement controller. You have to search up and down on eBay, and you're paying probably 8 times what they're worth just to get a replacement controller for your Wii U. What's this thing going to be, and how are they going to handle that? Because I mean, let's face it too, with Nintendo, their biggest market is a lot of kids. And kids make mistakes. Shit, we all remember the whole thing with the Wii, people playing fucking bowling and destroying their, several $1,000 TVs.
Morthif in chat is saying, does anyone else think that the controller looks small, clunky, and not fun?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
depends.
thought the same thing when I saw the video. Not the main controller, because there's a separate controller that comes with it that you can play on your big screen. But when you're out and about, the thing that actually comes off of the device just looks like this little thing
it
that doesn't
absolutely
look like a
looks like
normal
the
controller.
Wii controllers, like mini Wii controllers.
Well, there's the Pro controller, whatever they're going to call it. That's basically
That's
like,
what we're talking about. We're not
yeah.
talking about the Pro controller.
Then there's a way that you can put the two little controllers on the sides of your
I feel
screen.
like it's like
of
the
your-
Yeah, that thing,
Voltron
that
of
thing.
fucking
You can-
controllers.
Yeah, that's
There's also
Those little
like-
controllers were like 70% of that commercial.
Well, and
Was,
then
hey,
there's
look what we can do. But
you can also put those controllers on another thing that's got handholds on it, so that turns into a little bit more of a Pro controller. And then you can have them on the console, and then you can also play them separately as single controllers or whatever. It's gimmicky, but we'll see how. I mean, everyone thought having the original Wiimote, they're like, wait, you hold it in your hand like a remote control? That's stupid.
Right.
No one wants to do that.
And it
turns out
still is stupid.
you get people.
no, it's not stupid.
No, well, you get people like me though. Like I have really bad tremors in my hands. I cannot play the Wii U or the Wii because of these tremors. It's I cannot play anything. There's no accuracy, and my concern
That
is with something like these new controllers. If they were to do something like that, it's unplayable for me. And
But everything's motion sensing. You're gonna have a hell of a time with like a Vive or a
I won't get
Oculus.
No, I don't get those. Like the Oculus, you can use the Xbox One controller, and I'm okay with that. But like even on my PlayStation, I have to turn off the motion sensing because I can't keep it steady. Like I seriously think it's early Parkinson's. There's something wrong with me. But
should
you guys
probably
knew
get
that.
checked out.
Yeah, well, yeah, we knew there's something wrong with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, this we haven't even talked about the main problem with this. This is a Nintendo console. It is not going to be even remotely relevant until they put out a Mario or a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Right. Or that fabled new Metroid game that's supposedly out
whatever.
there.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because there was an article on Polygon that said, "Will this bring sports back to the Nintendo?" No,
Yeah. No.
unless it's like Mario Sports.
What was the last good sports game Nintendo ever had?
Tecmo
Like-
Bowl.
NBA
NHL
Jam?
NHL 95.
I kind of liked Mario Tennis, but
Well, you just like watching Princess Peach dance around in a little mini skirt. Don't lie.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
I'm more a brunette kind of guy. But anyway,
Fair
Oh,
enough.
so he likes
A man
Daisy
who's got
then.
I
standards.
just
like
said
it.
Daisy, but whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, Morth says Wii Tennis. Again, I can't play
Wii
it.
Sports. Yeah, Wii Sports was big, but I mean that's because it came with the damn console. How many people
Right.
would have bought Wii Sports if it didn't come with the console?
I will give this to Nintendo though. At least they are the only company that does launch, like they'll give you games with the console. That's something they've always kind of done. Whereas you can't buy an Xbox and they give you a game without paying for a special edition Xbox or something.
Yeah,
you know,
You can get a sample DVD of like the first 2 levels.
great. What's that going to do? I don't want to
So,
play that.
Exolam in chat said NBA Street V3 on GameCube, which was pretty good.
Yeah, it was actually.
And
Was it?
also,
I wouldn't play it.
S Spinks joined up, so we have someone pretty much as big as Veg.
Oh shit!
What?
That's S Dash.
Oh my god! Holy crap!
Yeah,
Yeah, this is a weighty podcast today.
it's
Sweet.
huge.
This is huge.
What's up, Fatty?
Yeah.
It's
We're getting big.
huge.
Yes.
We are getting big. Getting big. You get it? Huh?
Yeah,
All right,
shut
my-
your hole.
My puns are terrible.
Yeah, that's definitely him.
That's big.
Well, he's
So-
already eaten
eat a
everything
dick.
else.
Yep.
Nom nom, bitches. All right.
Anyway, all right, let's move on. Enough with Nintendo's bullshit. All right, so there was a really cool announcement that just came out, and I'd like to say that I'm excited for this, but sadly I never really played the first one. But Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out, but it's actually
Yes.
more of a prequel from what I'm hearing.
Yes, it is.
So,
I honestly can't wait for it. I still can't believe that I only played 10 minutes of it and still playing.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
What the
I
fuck is
just,
wrong with you?
I just kind of played a little bit of the intro and then I kind of quit.
Then he
I
threw his
don't even
controller
remember
and
why.
it broke, and he couldn't play anymore.
No, I still have it. I've never touched it. I guess I'm gonna have to.
You
do
are
that.
beyond help.
It's
I
kind of
really
funny
want
because
it for the PC. If it came out for the PC, I'd be all over it. But
it's kind of funny because I just recently saw like this meme tweet where it basically said, "Spot the moment that Rockstar Games discovered microtransactions," and they show like 2012 what they released, then 2013 what they released, then it all goes up to GTA 5, and then after that it's like 2015 nothing, 2016 nothing, 2017 nothing question mark, and then they announce this.
right. Guess
Which will
what
have
this one's
probably,
going to be full
probably
of?
have microtransactions.
Exactly.
Shit. Is it going to be full of shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, should be pretty cool. Now, here's some news that I didn't know about, but apparently there is a big voice actor strike going on. What's going on here?
I just found out about this like just before the podcast. Apparently, the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, has officially gone on strike. This is a protest over how gaming publishers are handling voice acting contracts and performances as a whole. Basically, they want to make as much money as their television and film counterparts.
Which makes sense. I mean, to be quite honest with you, if you guys knew how often you hear the exact same person in such a wide range of different stuff, like of not just video games, but across
Like
cartoons,
Raphael
across
Sparge.
movies. Shit, the guy who does Bender in Futurama, he's literally in, I want to say last count was 8 or 9 different cartoons.
What is his name?
And he's done 6 different video games from my count.
Or look at the guy who does Winnie the Pooh. Like he's in like 40
Jim
different-
Cummings.
Yeah, Jim Cummings.
Jim Cummings
how about-
and Rob Paulson.
Yeah, Rob Paulson's big.
Raphael
I love Rob
Sparge
Paulson.
is no one's
Billy
heard
West.
half of Raphael Sparge's voice acting because he's
Yeah, there
kind
you
of
go.
like.
In chat, Billy West, dude. Billy
Yep.
West is the man.
But Kaden
How about
Alenko.
Liam O'Brien,
yeah.
Illidan in Warcraft, Yasuo in League of Legends, Chaos Ballad in Final Fantasy 13-2.
Shit, Mark Hamill.
I mean,
for me,
this
hands
is just
down-
a very small sampling of everything he's done.
yeah. Mark Hamill alone is just great because
Mhm.
he does Joker. For me, that's like, the end all be all. But he's been in a lot too. I kind of understand with these guys. I mean, they do a lot of work. I said doo-doo. Anyway, they do put out a lot of work, and they do work really hard. And if you watch,
Are you saying their work is shit?
no, not in the least.
Yes, he is.
Honestly, no, but like if you watch some of this stuff like behind the scenes, these voice actors, they pretty much are acting, even though there's no camera on them. Like you see them kind of twist up and become their characters, or they get really goofy when they're doing their lines. I mean, they are putting work out there. Why not pay them the same
They're-
as anybody else?
Their demands, if you read their demands, I'm not going to read them here, but there's like 5 demands, and they seem pretty reasonable to me.
No, Pence, what was the article we talked about a few episodes back about the they were looking for voice acting talent? from the fans?
For Mass Effect, there was
Yeah,
a voice
Mass
acting.
Effect.
Makes you wonder if they saw this coming.
I have no idea.
Yeah, but didn't the deal for Mass Effect say it was like a small part?
Yeah,
Kind
it
of a
was,
thing,
quite
so-
small. I entered that. We'll see if that goes through.
Yeah, hopefully. You have to keep us posted like Ron's bid for GDQ. I'm always curious where
Yeah,
we're
that
at.
failed.
That failed.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
God, Ron, I'm sorry.
Spooty, however, made it for Descent 2, so there is a 6 Degree of Freedom game going in. It will be on Tuesday, January 10th, 2017 at 4:52 p.m. Eastern Time. Be there.
There you go. No one's going to remember that come
No one,
January,
no.
so don't worry, we'll bring it back up. Anyway,
What the fuck is Cole's doing in chat and not on the podcast?
who the fuck knows it's Cole's?
There's a reason why he's not on it anymore.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, there was a massive DDoS on the Internet of Things type devices, IoT is that's called, that knocked out major sections of the internet. This was huge, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about this.
Oh yeah.
It-
Just
That's this
And
morning,
it's-
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, so first of all, the problem is, if you guys don't know what a DDoS is, it's a distributed denial of service attack. So I don't know if many of you guys know how the internet works, but what it is
It's a series of
whenever you-
tubes, right?
I
101.
guess, yeah.
With Jacob Showalter.
So what you do is your computer sends a request to a website. Let's use Google, for example, right? And so before you actually go to the Google site, your computer sends a request that says, "Hey, Google, are you there?" And the server responds back and says, "Yep, I'm here." And it says, "Awesome, I want your web page." And so the server sends it back. Here you go. Here's google.com. Okay. So in a denial of service attack, most commonly, they're using large amounts of these packets, what we call SYNAC packets, where they're just basically saying, "Hey, Google, are you there?" about 8 million times all at once. And the servers don't know what to do because it's getting all these requests all at once and it can't handle it. And so it basically either shuts down or it just quits working. That's a very, what's the word? Like easy way of explaining DDoS.
Just
In
basically,
these-
you overwhelm the server.
Right.
I
So-
imagine it like a whole bunch of tiny little devices going mine, 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 mine,
So in these
Ladies and gentlemen, that
distributed
is not how a
denial
denial of service attack works.
Right. So in these distributed denial of service attacks, what they're doing is you're using multiple computers, sending all these attacks at once, and it's used for these, very high-end servers, guys like Google and MSN and stuff like that. So the problem is, the reason I do this, I guess, history in-depth lesson is it's not just one person being an asshole at this point. You cannot orchestrate something like this without multiple people being assholes all at the same time. So this was a coordinated effort, and that's just fucking unnecessary. Just quit being a troll. Leave these people alone. At least when Anonymous started, it was for a good cause. Like, they were rebelling against something. Now people are just being dicks to be dicks. Hey, let's see if we can take down fucking Xbox Live.
It kind of reminds me of like.
Leave them alone.
It kind of reminds me of like, when the military hands off their technology to citizens. The military gave
the
us
internet.
Well, you let me finish. Shut the fuck up. So we had the Humvee. Now we have the Hummer.
Wrong.
No, that's not how that works.
Wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Wrong.
What are you,
Wrong.
fucking Donald Trump? Shut your fucking hole. Because originally, the original
You're a
concept.
puppet.
God, this political portion of the show.
Man, now you just need to grab someone by the pussy and you'll be set.
Oh Jesus, Veg, you're
Yes,
bleeding
we
out
went
of
there.
your eyes.
Whatever.
Can we
Whatever.
move on?
Yes, we can move on, but
Nasty
it's
woman.
just
Good.
Good,
says
because
you're a
I
nasty
wasn't going to
woman.
accept your
Nasty
answer.
woman.
God damn it! Why? Why did I do this? I could have been gone for week 5, but no, and here I am. All
You
right,
missed it. You missed it.
I did. I missed you guys. All right, so Civ 6 has been released, but the problem is I don't play Civ. I can't speak on it. So
And unfortunately, I think the only person that actually plays it that's ever on this podcast is watching it and not actually on the podcast.
because he's a dick. Just saying.
I mean, I
knows
wanted to
it,
get
though.
Civ, but I have a potato.
I saw a few people playing it on my Steam chat, I told them I'd see them next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just gotta make one more turn.
Just,
just
one.
I've never played Civ. Well, I take that back. I do have, I think, Civ 4, and I didn't understand it, so I just never played it.
what you don't
Plain and
like,
simple. If you play against Gandhi,
you're gonna look. Yeah,
Well, he's fucking Gandhi. I mean, how do you?
Oh,
compare
apparently
that?
Cole.
nukes.
Apparently, Cole
Gandhi
isn't
nukes.
watching us. He might just be watching a rerun of one of his videos. I don't know.
Oh,
Oh my
he's probably
God.
editing his video. He's got to get the money shot just right.
I don't even want to.
So-
No, just.
All right. Now, Battlefield 1 has been released, and sadly, I lost one of my subordinates to a week. Decided to take a week of leave just to play this game nonstop.
And after
That's
having
how-
watched after having watched somebody play this game on Twitch, I can see why. This is a well done game.
It does. It looks really cool, but I
the
can't. get
story
into
is really
another
good?
FPS.
It's. I mean, this might be an FPS worth your time.
Yeah, it's. I don't
And
know.
this is coming from someone who doesn't play them. I was interested in it.
I see. The problem is I'm not good at FPSs, and anyone who's
Yeah,
played
me
with me knows that. But at the same time, I can't get into another like Call of Duty type thing. It
I
just
think the
gets too
most
competitive
important-
too quickly. I end up breaking shit, and yeah, I'm just not good. Can't do it.
The
But-
most important thing that I learned from this conversation is that they let show have subordinates.
Yeah. Actually, I have like 8 of them now, and that's what's really weird.
Oh, I
It's-
was wondered why it was that, a portion of my brain felt like it had frozen over with the ice of hell.
Right.
That's
Well,
because he's secretly Elsa.
And the problem is they're all like brand new people, so I'm supposed to be the one to foster them and bring them into the Air Force.
No,
family
they're
and
assigned to
teach
you
them.
for hazing.
Well, that's exactly how it ends up. Yeah, but they should have fucking known better. Obviously, someone. Anyway, all right, and then finally,
have
Mr.
weakness.
Ron Klee.
Hold on. We have to ask Panth what he's drinking.
Nothing right now.
Well, that's
Well,
just
you need to
it.
get started.
Yeah,
Oh.
Mr.
Oh,
Ron
maybe
Klee,
I'll go
you're
get
going to need to
something.
get Penth to get a drink
I'll be right back. then.
because We have league news.
Oh, we have so much league news.
I've got two things here.
Oh, see,
I didn't
on the screen.
I didn't write down the first one in the show notes, but the Teemoing has arrived.
Yes.
Uh-oh. No.
Yes.
No, don't do this to me.
Show, do you remember the Doom bots of Doom?
Of course.
They're back.
They're back.
Uh,
And it's funny how it works because you can give the game a difficulty between 1 and 100.
And
4 people have to agree on the level to play at, and if no one agrees, the game chooses a difficulty for you. And obviously, the closer to 100 is, the harder it gets. Like I've seen some pretty ridiculous things. Like
I've lost within 5 minutes.
yeah, and
Jesus.
oh,
A 5-minute
it's
game.
so funny though, because basically what you have to do is you don't win by killing the other Nexus, you win by surviving.
Yes.
I imagine that's the only way to do it at that point.
And you have to survive 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes all the opposing champions go to the center of the map and summon this giant devil Teemo that has like 50,000 health. And to win, you have to kill him
Yep.
before he kills your Nexus.
Yep.
Does it
Or
look
sometimes
like
you don't even get a chance for him to get summoned because sometimes the bots will just kill your Nexus.
does it look like
Assholes.
a rectangle from Poland Ball? Do I got that right? Okay, never mind. You people don't know.
Not a clue.
No.
Sorry, man.
It's pretty cool. Doom Bots of Doom is like always fun, so definitely worth checking.
It can be very amusing. Yeah.
And how about some league semifinals, guys? World semifinals?
Yeah, what the hell is going on?
Well, SKT and Rocks Tigers played an epic 5-game set.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I heard about it as it was going on.
Yeah,
you need to tune in and watch this
missed it.
shit.
I saw it, and it was tied 1-1, and I saw like Rocks was winning. I don't know if they ended up winning game 3 or not, but
Nope.
no, they lost it, so they
Yeah.
had to win game 4. But they did force a 5th game, but it's still going to be SKT going to the finals, which is really nice.
And they did and right before the podcast started, about an hour or so, the finals for H2K versus SSG came
That was
into
a
play
raffle
too.
stomp.
Yeah, that was just sad.
So hey, guess what, guys? All Korean finals.
Again.
Big surprise. Yeah, didn't see that coming. That's like saying, Korea is winning in StarCraft tournament. Go
This will be
figure.
happening. This will be happening at the Staples Center Saturday, the 29th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It'll be going on while we're.
I'm honestly
On air,
convinced
sure.
that's why StarCraft 2 died.
Why? Because of
No,
it was
StarCraft's
just-
still very well and alive. It's just not huge on Twitch anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, because it was nothing but Korean players, and I'm not trying to sound racist or nothing like that. It's just
Well,
when you see the same, when it's supposed to be worlds and it's only one country winning over and over. And
Yeah,
over.
I know. Like baseball fucking sucks, man.
Well,
No, actually-
let's look at soccer or football if you're more educated. But I mean, it's always a few countries that really do anything. The U.S. hasn't done shit ever.
Right, but that's different though because Japan has their own huge fucking league of baseball, and it's more popular over there than it is over here.
Those guys are fucking insane for baseball. Take this from a guy who lived there for fucking 3 years. Those guys are insane for baseball.
Oh, I know they are.
You think Green Bay fans are hardcore? You should see fucking Japanese baseball fans. Holy crap.
Oh yeah, if we did do a World Series of baseball, that'd be very interesting. So for our circumstance of World Series for at least baseball is kind of like not hypothetical, but hypocritical because it's not the entire world. It's kind of like the Miss Universe pageant. It's just not everybody in the fucking universe.
And
name.
owned by fucking Donald Trump.
Yes.
Anyway.
I wasn't trying to get political. Just shut
Here
your
we go
hole.
again.
Hey, anyway. All right.
Wrong.
Shut up.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you. Anyway. So League.
That's it.
That's it? Holy shit.
yeah,
And
maybe
Pent
that's
isn't
just
even
something.
back from getting a drink. This
Nope,
was
no, he's got it. He's got it. We're
Oh,
good.
there you go. Okay.
Well, I appreciate your contribution, Ron. I always like to keep up on Lega legumes. So
Of what?
Well said.
That's where you have turnips attached to your hips.
Oh my god.
There's a whole different.
I think we need to. I think we need to move on to the next part of the show.
You have turnips.
I think your joke was a little bit too high level for our fellow co-hosts on that one.
Oh,
I mean, at least I got you, but yeah.
I got it. It's just why.
I thought it was a
It's
tuber
a- I don't
know
joke.
It's funny.
I don't know why.
All right. So, Pent, you got to introduce this next section, which is quickly becoming one of my favorites. But sadly, this is your baby now.
It's one of your favorites. It's
It's
not your
becoming
It isn't your
my
favorite.
favorite section.
Which would
Okay.
mean that this is the fourth half of the show then?
No, this
Until
is just the
it's-
second
until
half. This is the
Until
second
it's
half.
upgraded.
By the way, before you do your intro, I do have to admit you are a hell of an NBA player with your little basketball net in the background there.
I know, right? I'm so tall, I can
You are
dunk on
hardcore.
that like nothing.
That has to be like regulation height.
It absolutely is.
You're the man.
Really
Hold on.
quick, I just want to
Hold on. This is necessary.
run to facepalm. So really quick, I just want to share this.
Oh,
My sister is getting me something signed by a master distiller, and she goes, Dan, I'm at this distillery. Do you want Jimmy Russell to sign your stuff? I was like, yes, I want Jimmy Russell to sign my stuff.
nice. Good for you. See,
Jimmy Russell's.
Family, the family is well represented worldwide.
I just wanted to share that because I knew there would be much rejoicing.
Uncle Jimmy is a fine fellow indeed.
Thank you, Jimmy.
since you are going to bring up alcohol, though, we do have a new set of guys in town, right? Rhombus guys. They're a pizza company who decided to get into microbrews. But I love this because they actually admit right
Is
here
that-
on their just what's that?
Is that Vin Diesel arm wrestling Ron Perlman?
No, those are
Oh.
they're both brothers, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
the one guy is bald. Anyway, so they admit on here that when they started their microbrewery, that they took over where to go. The brewery, there it is. Okay, so located in downtown Grand Forks, North Dakota, in the old Metropolitan Opera House. So they took something that was bad for you, opera, and they made it better, and they turned it into a brewery. And these guys are my hero. So here's to you, Rhombus guys.
You don't like Gilbert and Sullivan?
No.
Who?
I am the very model of a scientist, Solarian.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Not doing it. Anyway, let's move on,
I have
Pen.
information. Go get fucked.
Wow.
Seriously, every time I hear you do that, you sound exactly like Gilbert Godfrey. It trips me out.
It's
Like-
similar.
Dead on to me.
Keep-
I just,
nah.
I hear it.
Anyway. All right. So this is formerly known as Hey Podcasters, What You Plan. And since I came up with that and I got sick of it, I renamed it. So now it's Wrecking Crew. So we're going to recommend some games that we're
I already
playing
hate it.
or not
I
recommend.
hate it. I'm leaving.
Well,
All right. Well,
And he quit.
is that all we had to do to get rid of him?
wow.
Is that it?
The puns.
That
He's
is all we had to
definitely
do to get
in
rid
a
of him.
like torture dungeon also. I'm not sure what's he's in a basement.
That's true. It does
It
look
puts-
a little creepy. I
It
do
puts
have
the
to
headset
say-
on its head or else it gets the hose again.
I'm looking for fingernails in the wall,
Yeah.
trying to escape.
So anyway, this is Wrecking Crew. This is where we talk about some games that we're playing and if we recommend them or maybe we don't recommend them for
Maybe
some
we
reason.
wrecked them.
Or maybe we wreck them. Wrecked.
Wrecked them in the rectum.
Shut
All right, so-
up.
I got you right away. Okay. So I decided I was going to go back and play Batman Arkham Knight, right? And I'm playing, I'm having a good time, started a brand new campaign story, whatever. And about an hour into my game, the game literally killed my entire computer. The game wrecked
Nice.
me. I got
Yeah.
wrecked by fucking ones and zeros
Well done.
for a couple hours. Apparently, the game somehow corrupted my graphics drivers and caused my whole computer to go into an infinite blue screen of death loop. And
You
it was
should,
like a different error every time.
You should probably
Nice.
report that.
Trust me, email was sent as soon as I recovered.
How
But
many
yeah,
swear
it's-
words was in the email?
You don't know. You don't want to know.
I do.
wanna know.
It's
This
just
is-
a number. It's not like you're going to say any bad words.
It's still beyond rated R because I can't even describe my email without including certain 4-letter words.
Metric
it's-
fuck ton.
It's at least
Fair enough.
at least a metric fuck ton. Yeah, so I got a little heated at that, so I decided to go back to WoW. At which time I then got pissed off because there's too many fucking people playing WoW, which I don't know why that upsets me. It's an MMO, but yeah. So
They made it better for that type of thing too.
I was getting wrecked by games. So that was my wrecking crew. I'm done.
You got wrecked.
Yeah.
GG.
Anyway, who's up? Ron.
I'm gonna be real quick this week. Bit of Necrodancer, not doing a whole much, but not doing a whole bunch of things in there other than trying to get low percent done. Been keeping up with my Screeps guys, and World of Warcraft got 2 heroic guys this week, so happy with that.
Yay.
Yay, Ron. Veg.
I've been playing a crap ton of WoW still. Finally got my item level up to 854 or something like that without a freaking legendary. So I'm pretty happy about that. I too got one.
Hey,
heroic
Veg.
boss. What?
I have a legendary.
Yeah, you suck cock, so that's a different thing.
Veg,
Yes,
don't
yes,
feel
he does.
bad. Even I don't have a legendary.
You don't play.
I know. I'm terrible. But
But I've also been playing a crap ton of League, not just Doom Bots of Doom, because that is, by the way, fun. I'm surprised that Ron hasn't even played it yet.
silence.
Yeah.
Crickets.
You said you were going to, Ron.
I said I might. I didn't say I was going to.
No, you said you were going to.
Just because I might play it doesn't mean that League of Legends isn't still filled with asshats.
Right?
Well, that's why you just fill it with the ass hat you know.
You are
And how
definitely
does
an
that
asshat
change
that I
them
know.
from being asshats? That's still counterproductive.
Hey, at least the ass hats that you do know aren't counterproductive.
Yes, they are. They're asshats. That's like asking me to fucking play support.
Penn State wins.
What is the point?
Speaking of asshats,
Oh shit,
not-
he is back.
I'm not wearing a hat.
yet.
no, you are the hat.
Whose ass am I hatting on?
Veg. Of course. I mean, you already knew that answer.
Anyway,
Okay, do we have
Anyway.
a fight?
So, anyway, I've been playing those two a lot. Hi.
Talk.
What was I gonna
Think.
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
words,
I'm-
Veg.
I'm about
Words
to
are
move on.
like-
Leave things.
I
Shut
know
up.
that you ate the words, but try to regurgitate some of them.
No, I'm trying to think of. There was another game I played, but I forgot what it was. Fuck.
Veg has been
I
playing
give up.
games.
I forget.
I'm dying over here. This is great.
Oh yeah, I also played StarCraft 2 just to be annoyed, just for the simple fact that
Hi, Lena.
for any of the new characters you have to buy, you have to purchase for $5. That's annoying. So I've been playing that. Just they keep adding new missions and they're fun to play. Definitely recommend if you or even none of you guys are interested in StarCraft 2, so I'm not even going to tell you. So, Ron, when's the last time you played?
That doesn't mean I'm not interested.
No, that's a fucking lie. So they added, I think the last time that I played, 2 new missions, and they've been pretty interesting. Just they pull scenarios from the campaigns and then they make it multiplayer. It's pretty fun. Definitely recommend it if you do have StarCraft 2. If you don't, you can still play it. Just very, very limitedly.
Is that a word? Limitedly? I don't. Anyway, all right, Penth, your turn. Save us, please. God, use words.
Words.
Awesome.
I played mostly Stardew this week.
Stardew.
It was
Sounds so familiar.
Stardew Valley.
Oh, right.
For the humble monthly bundle, if you did the pre-purchase thing, then you get that, and then you get some more games later. It's $12, and I put in, I don't know, a lot of time. it's just really chill. There's no like you can go into some caves and fight slimes and stuff, so there are some things you can get hurt from or whatever, but it's just really relaxing to plant pretend crops and sell them at market and raise animals and whatever. It's basically like a new Animal Crossing or Harvest Moon or something like that. It's an indie game. But pretty much that. I also, and I remember actually got a Facebook memory from last year, almost exactly a year ago, that I had said that I'm not going to get new games until I finish my book. And then I didn't do that.
Who saw that coming?
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so I didn't actually get Witcher 3 at the time, which is what I said I was going to get. But I said on Friday that if I can finish 20,000 words by the end of this weekend, and I'm at about 18,000, so I have 2,000 more to go, and then I'm going to buy myself Witcher 3. But then I'm not going to play any given night until I've written at least 1,500 words. So until I finish my story next month or so, that should encourage me a lot.
There you go.
So trying to finish that out.
Standards are good to have. Absolutely. I agree. All right. Yeah, Morphod, you're up, man.
Oh, howdy.
You got anything to recommend? What have you been playing?
Well, I just wanted to clarify. I was just making a rude exit because the Penn State and Ohio State game was still going on, and there was a minute left. And so Penn State won the hand-egg game, and they were not expected to. And, of course, I go to Penn State, so that was really exciting. So do pardon my absence, but the title of this section still sucks. The game that I played this evening, I actually revved up my my server in New Jersey. I've got a small little slice of a machine there. But in the evening, I can access up to 4 cores. So I threw up a TF2 server because all the businesses that use that data center they've gone home for the day. So all that processing power.
Fantastic.
And, yep. And I only pay $10 a month for it, but I get access to 4 cores when it's late at night. That sounds like a perfect setup for a gaming server to me. That's through Linode.com, and everything's on an SSD, and they have some pretty good pretty decent connection, but they have suffered a bit on the DDoS side in the last year or so. So it's not perfect, but it's for a little guy like me.
It's been more than a year.
Well, they've been particularly bad in the last year, at least in my data center.
They need to stop with what the oh my god, I hate script kiddies.
Yeah, but hey, stuff happens. So you got a lot of customers that you can inconvenience there. But again, it's not the perfect service, but for a recreation, $10 a month, and I can put up any kind of dedicated server I want very easily with plenty of firepower. Yahoo did have some funny moments there. I attempted to install SRCDS, source dedicated server, to the wrong folder, and I wound up putting 3 5-gig installations on the server, trying to figure out why the launch script wouldn't work. It was tossing back a strange error, X0608. Looked it up, out of space. There's no space on the server because
You're a legend.
Oh,
well
yeah.
done.
Yes. So I got that straightened out in time.
Processor still working.
Oh yeah. So, but we only have 10 gigs of space. So, anyhow, did get that server up and running for a Critical Failure Gaming Reunion. The TF2 server, Critical Failure's casual pub, where I sat in spectator and I announced it as though if it was a professional match. So all the hype that you get from a soccer game, from a horse race, or from one of those MOBAs that you guys like to
Or
watch.
from an observatory episode.
Even more intense than that because I have more experience with it. We throw up a bunch of payload maps, and we played for until 11 o'clock here. So jump over on this show. So
That's sweet.
had a lot of fun with it. Wish I could do it more often, but I don't have a lot of opportunity to throw my voice that aggressively And since I'm here in the bomb shelter, as you can see, with my stash of PBR, that
Because you're highbrow. And
Oh,
I
yes.
appreciate that.
well, no, it's you're either highbrow or lowbrow. If you attempt to be middlebrow, you're disgusting, because you're trying to have your foot in one realm or the other. Just
Right.
commit to something.
Right. Amen.
So,
Amen.
but hey, that's what we're playing. We played a bit of TF2, and we had a lot of fun with it. With just getting a bunch of friends back together, and got a couple new folks to drop in, and it's always kind of interesting. I built that community up to over 1,000 members
Wow.
through the same methodology of welcoming everybody into the server by name, and by doing these events that actually engage the players. So it's we really were the definition of a community server. And then with the way that Valve threw the community servers under the bus with quick play and things like that, it still kind of warms my heart to see that we could put on these events. We don't even have a server for an entire year, and we still have people saying, golly, what's the IP to this place? I want to come back. I mean, we had a formula that worked, but I can't do that when I'm on a crappy connection at school, have some poor hardware, and I don't have an opportunity to throw my voice. Nonetheless, it was a lot of fun. That's what I've been playing.
Sounds like a lot of fun, man. I wish I was there. I missed Team Fortress. Those were good days. Definitely. So, all right. So, yeah, that pretty much concludes that, unless anybody else has anything they want to throw out there. No? All right, crickets. I like crickets. Not really. All right, you guys. So let's move on to my favorite part of the show. Man, I've been waiting on this. Okay, we are going to do the 6 Gaming Roundtable. So what this is my favorite part of the show, because this is the opportunity where I invite you guys, yes, you guys in our awesome and illustrious chat, to chime in on what you think of this week's topic. And every week we try to come up with a new topic to discuss, argue, berate each other, whatever. This week we have a very interesting topic, and I really want to hear you guys' inputs on this. This should be good. So, question for you guys. Should libraries be including video games in order to keep them relevant in today's world?
No.
To clarify, it's in order to keep the library relevant, not the video.
Right. No, it's an interesting topic, because you can find old repositories for some of the old DOS freeware that's out there now. You can still get the original Duke Nukem game for free. Go to archive.org and you can find these things, and they're like a digital internet library in a lot of ways. So
Yeah, I mean, I was the one who posted this story originally, so I'll weigh in. I think it's great. I don't think that there's any problems with a library who has books and they have movies and they have music. I mean, they're a media library, right? They're a place that loans out media, and games are a media. Now, a library can choose what kind of games it has, but frankly, I mean, if they have romance novels, there's no reason it shouldn't have a rated M game too. I mean,
or Batman.
Yeah, there's not a substantial difference between the content of some of the books or the movies.
Or Unicam Studio, or just, I mean.
But it does offer up an interesting perspective. I tend to agree with Pantherian. I think it's a brilliant idea, and I absolutely think it should be done. But my question, I guess, would be, at what point would you stop a library? Let's look at the Library of Congress, for example. Now, they don't have movies, to my knowledge. Maybe they do. But let's say that a video game was to be introduced to the Library of Congress to keep in archive. What would that be? What would be the first one to do? And if you're looking at it from, I guess, a historical standpoint, I would even go so far as, let's start with the first of them. Let's go with Pong, or a Mario. Let's introduce people today who have never had a chance to play these, or simply don't know about them, just like you would a library.
Orthos pointed out in chat, though, and I would tend to agree, that he said he worked at this ancient company in the dawn of time called Blockbuster.
I still have a card of theirs somewhere.
Many people treated the games quite poorly because they didn't own them themselves. So
Well, they did,
it is
but
something that's
we are in the age of broadband, and downloads would not be an issue. And given that we've figured out what's the word, the copyright stuff, right, the copyright protection, you can do rentals on games where your copyright
That's
will
true.
expire within a certain amount of time.
that would be kind of
You could
cool.
still theoretically do rentals. You know, it's like CDs though. Back in the day, people figured out that you can do mixtapes, you know, or burn a CD onto your computer. The early days of MP3. You know, people are still going to find a way to circumvent your protection, but at least you can do something.
I mean, I'll say that I noticed on our library schedule on like Wednesdays, and I think it might be every other Wednesday, but they have Minecraft in the afternoons, and they must have it installed on all the computers.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And they just say that you need to have your own login. So
Fair
you need to
enough,
own the
yeah.
game. They're not going to provide the licenses for everybody.
Right.
But you come in and they have like training. Like they'll teach you. It's basically like in that South Park episode where they were teaching all the adults how to play Minecraft.
Right.
Like,
That was a good
there's
episode. Too.
There's a library server, and they have some nights where they just have kids come and play, and they have other nights where they have adults come so they can show them what their kids are playing. And I mean, that's a game that's very popular with both kids and some adults, and it's
But it's brilliant.
yeah.
You know, just like you said, you can get parents, and we've brought this up on previous episodes, but parents can then learn what their children are into and even become a part of that, you know,
Right.
and enjoy it. I forget who it was we were talking about, but one of the a big sports figure, wasn't it? No, it was an actor. It was Terry Crews.
Mhm.
Was getting into Xbox because his son was big into it, and he wanted to learn. That's
Yep.
brilliant. Absolutely. Find a way to connect with your kids. And if libraries need to be a part of that, so much the better. You know, these poor things, these buildings are just kind of rotting anymore with today's culture. Let's bring it back.
That's the thing, though. I mean, my feeling on this is that it's a good idea, especially if you want to keep these places like relevant for the people that want to come, that want to use libraries for what they were originally intended to. But the way that society is going, we're going more towards online these days than ever before, and I have to wonder, the people that they're drawing in, are they just going to come back for the video games?
But if you come for the video game and then while you're there you take out some books,
It's kind of like
I don't think that's going to happen. Not at least on the scale that they're hoping.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like
okay,
a comic book
yes.
store selling random things. They're just opening their horizons to more.
Yeah, I agree with them doing it, but I just don't think it's going to have
But
the.
I kind of equate
projected
that to advertising, right? Like, one of the biggest reasons that I am such a huge, huge fan of Shakespeare was because I had one teacher who was able to relate it to us as a class in such a way that it became really interesting. And they were able to teach it, and they sold it in a really good way. And once you kind of got into it, you're like, holy shit, this is, really, really good material. And I think if we were to bring in a new generation into, a library and be able to advertise it and say, hey, we're doing these video games, but hey, while you're here, let me show you, I don't know, fucking Sylvia Plath, for example. I mean, yeah, it's depressing, but something, anything, and yeah, you could get drawn into this. Or hey, for me, hey, you're playing these games, right? You like adventure games. Well, play Myst, right? Oh, by the way, did you know that Myst has 3 fucking books out? Go read about more into this. And how many books does World of Warcraft have? And Diablo and Halo. I mean, these things, there are these stories out there. So why not include video games, which are already also in the book realm? And you can tie this all together, because let's face it, if you get into one book, you're probably going to get into another, and you revive the library. I think it's just an issue of advertising. Let's change the way that people look at these things.
Was a library originally envisioned to be a place of for the consumption of popular media? Or was it supposed to be a place of learning?
It is supposed to be a place of learning, I'm sure, but let's face it, fiction is the biggest part of a library. People don't go in there for the, reference unless they have, a school project or something they're doing. They go in to go read the newest sci-fi novel or, romance novel, but it's all fiction.
Well, it's
entertainment. To me, that's just what it is. And
while I feel that video games are certainly culturally relevant, just certainly as relevant as the iconic musicals and plays and video movies that have come out, and songs, which we certainly know that the Library of Congress includes audio tracks and magazines and newspapers, all manner of periodicals, and even just maps. These are materials that are placed in a library, not necessarily to encourage their consumption, but that a matter of research is available at little to no cost to the public. Not necessarily that everybody can have access to popular media. I think that the idea is novel and relevant to add video games to a library. However, the implementation is a challenge which I do not have an answer for.
I agree, but my only thing is let's look at this from, I guess, kind of a big picture too. Let's face it, American culture, we are not the brightest people in the world anymore, and we have
no, fuck you, dude. America,
America,
bitches.
It is what it is.
Never mind the fact that we have the best secondary education in the world.
Yes, but our people
yet we're
are
ranked like
fucking
24th
retarded.
in like math and like 19th.
Right, but let's be honest. Have you guys not watched an episode of Cops? Like, we have some of the dumbest...
I watch Cops all the time. I live in Center County, Pennsylvania.
Exactly. We have some of the dumbest people on the planet, and it's not because we don't have access to education. We absolutely have access to education. It's that our current culture and our current idea of what's cool or popular is to be fucking stupid. And so we need to find a way to revitalize our educational options. And that's why I think that this would be a good idea, because you can hook people in with something that is popular and relevant and, I guess, cool. And you can usher them in, say, hey, since you're here, go check this out. And you can learn something and be a better person and contribute and, generally be a better person. And I think it's a great idea.
I don't know.
I think
I checked when I had a video game in front of me in my household, I could not be bothered to go pick up a book, even though there was a shelf of them in the hallway that my father always encouraged me to read.
Fair enough.
And on top of that, that's coming from somebody who's pretty well read. Okay. When I read when I was fucking grounded.
So you're freaking... You just have all this knowledge of the English language because you're grounded all the time, right?
Yes, I was in trouble. I wasn't studious. I was an asshole.
Right. Actually, I have to agree with that, right? Because let's face it, I wouldn't know once more into the breach if I wasn't consistently, in detention or grounded or something else. I wouldn't know, Alice in Wonderland, the book, if I wasn't constantly in trouble.
God, that's such a trippy book.
I do know quite a bit, just like Morfod said. I'm fairly well read, but that's part of, I guess, my upbringing. I didn't have much of another option.
Well, I mean, you gotta be
have
fairly...
TV. I didn't have radio. I had books.
You gotta be fairly well read if you named that thing Willie Shakes.
What? Oh, God damn it!
I will concede that.
I'm
concede that there is a lot of responsibility put on popular media to bring attention to media of merit, the classics that we need to respect and pay attention to. And I've seen a lot of good popular media that respects that mission and does it very well. And with that, I absolutely applauded your your track, your guidance. Hey, you're playing World of Warcraft. Have you read this? It's a World of Warcraft book. It's about that. Hey, did you know that? I don't know. I don't know World of Warcraft. Warcraft. So it's like, did you know that Illidan did da 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 da? No, I found that out by reading this.
Right.
If you like the lore, read. I mean, I would love to read a whole manner of Elder Scrolls stuff. You know, it's just that's definitely a path in. So.
Yeah.
Morthif is
it can be
suggesting like an incentive type program,
Which
Hey,
I like.
borrow 3 books, pass a quiz on them, and then
I mean,
get a
if you
video
could
game.
bribe me to read books by giving me pizza,
I was just gonna say that. Give me a personal pizza for reading a book. I will take a video game rental for reading a book.
Absolutely. I think
Something like
it's
that, I
perfect,
think,
too.
would work.
Yeah. But I mean, really, you could expand this beyond video games. It doesn't even have to be that. Like, you could do that for music, you know, or anything else. Hey, read this stuff and we'll give you, you know, this album from Beyonce or something. You know what I mean? And bring it to
I wouldn't do
anything,
shit for
really.
that album.
Yes, Morthif, we know. That's why we said it. Pizza Hut.
Did they really?
Book it. Yeah, no.
I never
Oh,
got that.
I didn't realize that you were not realizing that. Yeah, they had this program
Oh,
called Book It.
wow.
For every book that you read, they gave you a coupon for a personal pan pizza.
What?
it
Yes.
wasn't every
This
book.
is
You had
still
to
a
read a
thing.
number of books.
Oh, maybe you had to read a few books.
This
I-
is
No,
still
but
a
still,
thing.
This
No,
is
no,
the
no.
problem. This is the problem with Oklahoma fucking public education. I never got that. It was read this shit or you fail the class.
Well,
And-
it was a summer reading
Yeah, it wasn't during
incentive.
school.
It was
I
not
never
through school.
got this. That was never a thing for me.
And they even had stars you could put on a pin and wear it.
Yeah, well, fuck it. I would do
Guys,
that, but
guys,
we never
this-
had that.
Guys, this is still a thing.
Well, it better be because it was a fantastic program.
It is a
Bookitprogram.com.
great program. If I was given
I did
food
not
for
know about
fucking
this.
reading, holy shit.
I would have been all over this. I love
Yes.
pizza.
I
They may be
absolutely would have.
fat,
Oh, man.
they may be
Look.
lazy, but at least they read books.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm already fucking 200 pounds. I will read some books for some pizza. I have pizza in my fridge right now that I just had to pay for. I'll fucking read for it. Absolutely. That's
we gotta
brilliant.
read War and Peace. Let's fucking crack this up.
Yeah.
Man.
If I'm hungry, let me read a couple books real quick. I got food. That's brilliant. Especially for like college kids. Why don't they do that for college kids?
Oh
Hey,
my
if you
god,
re-
poor
if
college
you read
kids.
2 books, we will give you a fucking package of ramen.
Unfortunately,
Yo, college kids will be all over that shit.
Unfortunately,
Guaranteed.
the system does require a bit of. It does work on honors, right? I mean, you have to say that you read the. Oh, I read the book.
Hey, that's fine. Well, nah.
If you had parents that were vested in that system and could work off of that bribery, yeah. The only reason the system wouldn't work is if you had shitty parents.
Right.
In which case, you're probably not reading anyway.
Exactly. In which case, you're fucked because you got shitty parents.
Right.
Sorry, kid.
Sorry about your luck.
Sorry, kid. At least you have pizza.
That's brilliant.
You're a
I
shitty
was
Sucks to your ass, Mar.
if I could have gotten Mario 64 just for reading, you know, a few books, dude, I would have been all
Even
over
if you
that.
just had it for a weekend, you know.
Yeah, like I would have
We
gone
were-
to
we were poor.
Blockbuster.
We didn't have a
You
console.
know how many video games I rented as a kid or had my parents rent as a kid?
Oh, I was all about
Lots.
Blockbuster back in the day because they had video games.
We had,
was-
excuse me, we had the consoles, but we didn't have the games. We would
Right.
have been all over that.
Oh, instantly. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I think I would have read War and Peace just to get a free rental. I've never read that
I
book to
don't
this
know
day.
about
And you know,
that.
I've never read it.
a
but-
system that like a failing card shop could revitalize themselves with that system, for goodness sake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's brilliant. I like it.
So one reason to read books, just for any of you guys out there who are, I don't know, like high schoolers, maybe. I was at work the other day, and the director of my department in a meeting said something about. He's like, all right. And someone else was talking. He's like, I got the conch, and
Yeah.
it's a reference from Lord of the Flies.
Yep.
And I was the only person who laughed. And he's like, "Oh, no one else got that." And I said, "Yeah, well, sucks to your ass, Mar." And like, just to be able to recognize references to famous literary things in your life when there's people that I imagine, like, he smiled at me, like I imagine I got some respect from
I'm
an
sure you
important
did.
person in my department for being well read and understanding that. Now, that's not to say that you're not a bad person if you haven't read it, or you're not you still can be very good at your job, but catching references or knowing, being able to include yourselves in certain conversations can help you as a person develop in the professional world as well.
In all fairness, though, that was a messed up book.
It was kind of fucked up.
I mean, I'm just
That's
saying.
why it's a classic.
It is.
Examine
Like,
a
there's
situation that is.
I heard about the Bible. It's pretty messed up.
Yeah, that one's pretty twisted too, but
I mean,
you know.
the fan fiction that some people have come up with
It's
to
fantastic.
supplement it. I mean, purple, magic fucking underwear.
oh god.
It's,
Okay.
it's an entire desert culture based on the consumption of Jello.
oh god. Okay.
Jello's delicious.
Oh man.
Where can I find this desert culture?
It's next to a salty lake.
Oh, that narrows it down.
It's not the Dead Sea.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
I
then,
don't understand.
It's the League of Legends community.
Oh, no, that's a salty graveyard.
Oh,
I don't even know what to say.
there's some kind of really good jokes there about.
There's a lot of really there's a
salty
lot of
butts.
stuff that could be said. but-
There is. I
Let's
suggest we
not.
move on.
Yeah.
Is there
All
anything
right.
to move on to?
Well, no, because we're just gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it
You
up.
wrap
So,
it up.
I am gonna wrap it up. Thank you.
No, you wrap it up.
No.
Wrap it up in
Wrong.
foil. Keep the microbes out.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Let's go ahead and finish things. I'm not even going to use that phrase anymore. So we're just
Finish him.
we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. God damn it. All right, thank you guys so very, very much for joining us this week. I really appreciate you guys coming out, definitely. Thank you to everybody in our chat. Thank you to my awesome and illustrious set of co-hosts.
Ding.
Once again, I did miss you guys. I should be here next week. Hopefully, banning any other medical issues, God forbid.
Oh, I
But
thought you meant other assholes in chat, but okay.
no. I love every asshole in chat. I love everybody.
I just love watching the strikeout come across the screen and just
Right?
well, assholes will be assholes, and we have ways of dealing with them. So.
I like playing with them, but
Coles, take it away.
Hold on. No. We don't need to hear about what you enjoy playing with.
Ron, it's after 11.
I don't care what time it is. I don't want to hear this shit.
Ron's got a point. So, thank you guys again. So, for one final farewell, thank you. I am, of course, your host, as always, Shosan. With me, an awesome and illustrious set of co-hosts. I do have to let Mr. Morfod have the first word, so please, sir, say goodnight.
you
First
always have
password.
me say goodbye first.
Because you're always on the farthest to the left of my screen.
You know why? It's because I'm trying to get away from you.
Good. Go away.
I did for a little while. And
Coles.
people
Nice,
fucking
wasn't it?
celebrated. I heard you going up the staircase.
I'm sure you enjoyed it.
Had a wonderful
Ron.
time. Have a good night.
Thank you. Pantherian.
Man, I'm all confused because I've had to sign off for the podcast for so long
know,
that I
it's
don't know how to
weird.
say anything other than that.
Well, I'll tell you this. I did watch your latest episode of
Oh, yeah, I can
Primal
talk about-
Meal Plan with
Yeah.
the life work.
Mhm.
You are an absolute natural with this sort of stuff.
Thank you.
You really know what you're doing. That was brilliant. I
I
enjoyed
kind
it.
of know what I'm doing.
I learned some stuff. I really did.
So
was great.
that's what I can say. You can find me at youtube.com/primal meal plan. Primal Meal Plan.
There you go.
Same on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and so on and so forth. This week is episode 22, and I show you how to use your kitchen knives a little bit better than maybe what you've been doing. And if you have a big knife block full of all kinds of knives, you probably don't need most of them. You can just use your a chef's knife and a utility knife. And if you cut a lot of bread, you can have a serrated knife.
I know I've
I
been
I love
doing
my
shit
bread
wrong.
knife.
After watching your show, I've been doing a lot of things wrong. So it was good.
You've
Real
been
good.
you've
You've been
learned
doing
that
a lot
you've
of
been
things
doing them.
wrong. after watching his show.
Yeah, I'm going to rephrase that for you. After you've watched my show, you've understood it that you had been doing things wrong.
There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Now, if you can show me how not to kill bread with a bread knife, I would love it because
Have
better
a
bread
good
knife.
bread knife.
I
and
tear that
use
shit
light
apart.
pressure, and you let the blade do the work, and don't eat bread.
I love bread.
Don't eat
But,
You know, as I have a wonderful bread knife that is so fucking heavy that I don't even have to put any pressure on it. I just drag
Yeah.
it back and
Really?
forth, and it just goes.
dude, I
right through.
tear these bread apart. By the time I get done, it's just chunks of bread everywhere. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it.
At
And
that
I
point, just
scoop
take a
it all
cleaver.
onto my plate, and I go on with my night. But yeah, it was good.
Just don't eat bread.
I just gotta.
Also, I got a nice compliment from Morthef saying on Facebook saying that he thought it was the Bob Ross, some Bob Ross voice in there. So
Yeah,
I might
yeah.
re-record it and just do a voiceover and just
Oh,
really
God.
gently
Oh, God.
say we're gonna use our knife here. We're gonna use our knife. We're gonna cut it gently into this.
I'm just gonna fall
And
asleep.
we're
here.
gonna cut our
Excuse
finger
me.
into two because our finger deserves a friend.
Oh, we're gonna play with the blood here on the
Yeah,
the cutting
it's
board.
happy
Just
blood though.
seasoning.
Yeah,
We're not gonna
Happy little
add some
mistakes.
iron here.
it is
Iron
seasoning,
to
isn't it?
Turn our happy little mistakes into
Please move on.
All right, Badge, say goodnight.
Later, guys. Good lord, I am disturbed.
Thank you. Short, sweet, to the point. Run, Clay.
Willie shakes out for our website at 6.gg.
Oh, God.
And
right,
Rackley and I do a shitty other podcast too.
Yeah, that may. We'll talk about that afterwards.
All right. Yeah, there you go. All right, fair enough. So thank you guys once again very, very much for showing up. I appreciate it. Feel free to share this with your friends because we are here every single Saturday at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I don't care about the fucking daylight savings program. Central Standard Time. You do the math from there. But thank you guys again. Seriously, I appreciate it. Finally, Mr. Runkley, would you please, sir, take it away?
I haven't done this in so long. I don't know what to do.
You got to figure it out. Come on.
In heaven there is no beer. That's why we drink.
See you bye.